Alright, page 2, find the area. It says a lateral face. Let's just go ahead and find lateral surface area. So lateral surface area for a pyramid is 1/2 times perimeter times slant height. You don't have the slant height, you're going to have to find it. The perimeter is of a square base, where each side is 7. 7 times 4, and that's 28. And then for the slant height, you're going to have to do Pythagorean theorem with 3.5 squared plus 11 squared. There's the height, there's the bottom. That's going to find the hypotenuse, which is the slant height. So 3.5 squared plus 11 squared is 133.25. And if you square root 133.25, you get 11.5 4339. So we can now use the formula. 1/2 times perimeter times slant height and that is 161.6. And that'll be inches squared. Alright, number 2, find the lengths of DF and FE. What you have here is two special right triangles connected. You see the 45, 45, 90 here on the left. And that's going to give you x squared to 2. You see here that at the hypotenuse you would have x squared root of 2 equals 5 squared root of 2, so hopefully you realize those cancel out, and x is 5, so that's 5, and that's 5, and so the first part of the question, or the problem, df equals 5. Okay. On the second part, or the triangle to the right, you have a 30, 60, 90, which gives you x, 2x, x squared root of 3. And the x being 5, because df is already 5, that would give you 10 here. And then for your problem fe, you have 5 square root of 3. And there you go. Number 10, a kite string is 220 feet long from the kite to the ground. The string makes a 45-degree angle with the ground. About how high off the ground is the kite? So 220 feet. You see the 45-degree angle. So again, you set up a 45, 45, 90. This time, though, the hypotenuse doesn't have a square root of 2 value on it. You get x square root of 2 equals 220, so you're going to have to divide that. We talked in the past about simplifying it, but it's a multiple choice test. If you divide and get a decimal, even if the answer choices are in simplest radical form, you can just match them with the by multiplying them out and matching them with the decimal you get. So we'll just go ahead and do it like that, and there you go. 11, triangle PQR has vertices of -2, -1, 1, 6, and 3, -2. What are the coordinates of the image if the figure is translated 4 units right, 3 units up? 4 units right will be x plus 4, because right moves positive on the x. 3 units up moves, adds 3 to the y. So p, which was at -2, -1, now p prime is at 6, 2. And q, hopefully next year I'll have a better pen, because this one doesn't work very well. 1, 6 becomes 5, 9, and r, which is at 3, -2, becomes r prime, which is at 7, 1. And there you go. Find the volume of the sphere. Answer both in terms of pi and rounded to the nearest tenth. Volume of a sphere is 4 pi r cubed. So we're simply going to do 4/3 times pi times 6 cubed. Now the first time what we're going to want to do is not multiply through by pi. So we're going to do 4/3 times 6 to the 3rd power. And we're going to keep pi in the back. So just these two gives you 288. You put the pi in the back, and there's the volume in terms of pi, meaning we're not multiplying to get the decimal. For the second part, when you want the decimal, you just multiply the 288 by pi, and as a decimal with no pi in there, or pi multiplied through, you get 904, we'll round it to 0.8 meters cubed. Okay, so first one in terms of pi, second one just regular decimal. 13 and 15, just so y'all know, is the same problem. One has a picture, one has the words. Somehow they got separated, and now they're two separate things. So I'll answer 13, and then we'll realize that it's the same thing. So 5 meter pole, 8 meter shadow, what is the angle of elevation? You're going to have to identify from the angle x, opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. From x, 5 is opposite, 8 is adjacent. Opposite and adjacent is tangent. So you have tangent x equals 5/8. In order to solve for an angle, you must use inverse tangent, which is the tangent, or any trig, with the little -1. You put the 5/8 in the parentheses, and it gives you 32.001 or 6, I believe, and so 32 degrees. That's the answer. And that's the same for that, because it's the same problem. 5 meter something, 8 meter shadow. What's the angle of elevation? So same as number 13. Alright, so in between that, 14, quadrilateral QRST is a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, consecutive angles are supplementary. So those two are going to add to 180. So you're just very simply going to get 85 plus x, because that's q, plus 56 equals 180. 85 plus 56 gives you, what does it give you? Calculator, why do you do this? 141. So minus 141 and x equals 39. A building straight class built a circular spinner for the school carnival. The spinner has a diameter of 48 inches and divided into 24 congruent sectors. What is the exact area of each of the sectors of the spinner? So the formula you're going to use is x over 360 times pi times r squared. Obviously, we already know that r is going to be 24, because it has a diameter of 48 inches. What we need to find is x, which is the measure of one arc. If it's divided into 24 sections, we can divide 360 by 24, and 360 divided by 24 is 15. So we're going to do 15 over 360 times pi times 24 squared. So that should give us 75.4. Alright, second page down, many more to go.